Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from MasonWorks Marketing here on Conscious Business Zone with my new friend, Connie Huebner. How are you, Connie?
I'm doing very well today. Thank you.
Yes, I'm so excited to meet you. I haven't gotten to read your book yet, but I want to. But I've gotten to watch. I went to your website and I looked at everything and downloaded some stuff. I love what you're doing. Connie, you are capable of connecting to the divine and sharing that with people.
Yes.
Could you talk about it? You call it the mother. You call it mother, right?
Divine Mother.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, she's amazing. She's available to anyone. There are just you just kind of have to know how to connect. And I can even share how to connect with people, although I do teach classes on it because it takes some consistent practice. But she's inside of us. She's in our hearts, her energy, of course, God is everywhere, and God is Divine Mother, Mother, Father, God. And the mother aspect of that unity is coming forth very strongly in today's world because we've gotten so off balance. The small self, I hate to call it the masculine side, but it's the ego aspect of that masculine side has become way too dominant and controlling. And the mother is here now to balance that, to bring us back into balance. And she's amazing. I first met her because I was looking for a personal relationship with God.
Yeah.
And so I went on an inner quest, is what I call it, where I had one clue, and that was the phrase, "The kingdom of heaven is within us." And I thought, okay, well then I want to meet God. I want to shake hands with God. I've got some questions to ask. And so I kept going within and saying, okay, where are you? Show yourself to me. And for a long time, nothing happened. I must say, though, the best quality I had is persistence, because I didn't give up. And I spend maybe half an hour a day doing it, going in and saying, okay, I want to talk to God. I want to find this elusive kingdom of heaven. And one time, after months of just darkness and silence, and sometimes I'd get upset and said, where are you? You're supposed to be within me. Show yourself. And nothing would happen. God didn't answer my shouts. But anyway, at one point, I saw this little sparkle of light in the lower left-hand sort of corner of the field of my eyes closed field. And I started to watch it. And the light started to literally reveal all the things light could do. It would burst into 1,000 points. It would rise up in a wave. It would just become a soft glow. And I got the distinct impression that the light was communicating with me.
Right. Dancing with you.
It was showing me what it could do. And as a result of that, I developed a method of connecting where I would say from that day forward, I would say, divine light is filling me now. More light and more light is pouring into me now. And I would start feeling wonderful. And any challenges I was having that day would dissolve. And so I kept working with light. And then the next thing I did was I thought, I wonder if this will work on my husband. When he comes home from, husbands are great, guinea pigs for these things. I didn't tell him what I was doing, but he would come in from a days of work, and he would be exhausted, and he would be grumpy and irritable, and I would just start pouring the light into him.
Perfect.
And I noticed that very quickly, within a few minutes, he completely would shift and would say, well, those things don't matter anymore. Anyway, So I had a clue, like, not only does the light help me, but it could help other people. And I went on to, before I even met Divine Mother, she was showing me things and I didn't realize it was her. Um, but then I explored divine love. And divine love is a quality that is different than light, that you can use to heal and change a mood, change a situation around you. I experimented with divine truth, all of these divine qualities that people always have when they have a spiritual experience. They'll always describe it as light, or I was filled with light, or I knew the truth now. And so I use those as methods to really initially to clear myself. Because what I didn't realize then was that I wanted to talk to God, but I needed to be cleared up. I had too many, I had, I don't know, irritations, that I had blocks in my system.
Right.
So I was given these tools, Divine Light one, Divine Love one, Divine Truth. And also I happened upon a person who said, look, you need to clear the blocks, and you can just say, go into the light, and the blocks will clear.
That's right.
Which was remarkable to me. But I used it. And now the go command is one of my basic tools. And also the break command. One day I was sitting there and I realized I had all my inner perceptions started to improve as a result of going inside. And I saw all these grids, and there were dark spots on them. And it was like, I got to get rid of those dark spots. The go into the light would clear those, but the grids wouldn't go away. So I started saying, break, break, break. And now the break command. What people don't realize often is that every thought we have is a vibration. Right. And it actually appears in your field as an energy. And especially positive vibrations are great, because then you create positivity around you.
Right.
But the negative vibrations create negativity, draw negativity towards you. So I would start to break up these grids that were actually holding the negativity and even attracting it, giving it a place to lodge onto in your system. So anyway, I learned all these tools and I would use them. And I found that I just started getting clearer and clearer and stronger and more connected inside. But I still hadn't been able to shake hands with God. So one day, as I was, I must have been in a meditation, but oh no, I was in my research. That's right, which I did separately from meditation.
Okay.
The research was like active, so I saw this again, light, a huge wave of light rise up from this unbounded silent source that anyone who meditates, and I taught meditation for many years, it's this transcendental field, this deep, silent, unbounded ocean, really, of pure potential that everything in the universe arises from. So I saw this wave of light rise up. And it was magnificent. It was a huge wave. And then it divided into two. And then it would divide into four. And all of those would divide into more. And it was just this majestic symphony of wave after wave of then little points would appear. And I actually got the impression that those little points were atoms in the making.
Wow.
Were points of light, high particles, and particles make up atoms.
Right.
And so at one point I said, who are you? And just awed by this creative expression. And the what came back to me was, inside of me was, I am the Divine Mother. I am birthing the universe.
Beautiful.
And it was at that point I thought, I'm going to sign on with Divine Mother. And I've been working with her, learning from her primarily, and from ever since for the last 20 some years.
Wow.
And she's marvelous, and she wants a personal relationship with everyone. She really wants to help us. And the tools that she taught me to clear myself, now by energy tools that I have shared with many, many people in this book. I'll share the book.
Yes, please.
Divine Mother Healing, Vibrational Healing Tools for your body, mind, and spirit.
Perfect.
And by using these tools, you can change negative conditions around you because they're Divine Mother. The light is Divine Mother. The love is Divine Mother that we're using in these tools. And every time we say, go into the light, it's a loving command. Like, go, and with that go, a billion little sparks of light fly out.
Yes.
So it's so I've been working with her with these tools, and I've also learned how to. I started talking to her, and she talks back. And I've learned how to, engage in the conversation. And I teach people this in a class I teach called Dialogue with Divine Mother. But and you learn how to. I always say translate a vibrational language into words, and it's beautiful, it's empowering. You feel like you're not alone, and that you can get the answers. If something disturbing occurs, you can get answers and know how to proceed. So
do you feel that, so I've done stuff like this too, where I was lucky to be a community leader for Bruno Gruning's Circle of Friends
oh yeah,
for 5 years in Boulder. I had a community here, and we weren't supposed to say we were channeling, but
right.
that's what it felt like. It felt like I became clear and this energy came through. Is that the way you feel with Divine Mother, that you surrender and then you get this through? Or are you the personification of Divine Mother now after 20 years?
I hope so. but I'll tell you, honestly, I think we're all personifications of Divine Mother.
Perfect answer. Perfect answer.
But I avoid the word channeling, and that is because it's often connected with like a trance channeling. You're no longer in your body, and you give your body up to somebody else. And I had been warned from early on when I started meditating a long time ago that wasn't healthy, because it disconnects you from your body. And to really be fully awake in your body and evolve, you need that integration of the mind and body. So it's dangerous to do something that would disconnect the two. Right. So what I do is I found the Divine Mother within me. She's not someplace else that comes in. She's already inside. And I just allow her within me to be amplified. And literally we unify, but I always have my free will. In fact, I could even demonstrate it if that would be.
Sure. If you'd love to, that would be fantastic.
Well, and I can tell people the initial steps that I use when I teach somebody how to do this.
Okay.
First, it's always best to be settled. So after a meditation or one of my healing, use some of these healings I have in the book, and they really do settle you down. And then call on the Divine Mother, and I'll do it now.
Okay.
So inwardly, I'm saying, okay, one more point to know. She's in the heart. She's not in the head.
Yeah.
And if you use your head, the small ego will often engage, and that will take you right out. It or else your ego's doing the work, and that's usually very evident. That it's not a divine presence. It's not somebody that's all loving. It's something that has a personal agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So we avoid that completely. So so I train everyone to breathe into the heart center and let your attention go to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unfortunately, people have a lot of pain often in their heart, so
Yeah.
the heart has to be healed and cleared to really do this successfully. Thus, I have the healing tools. So, so we breathing into the heart, and then I say, I've done it so many times. I say, Divine Mother, come forth, and then I hesitate. I wait. I mean, you can even do this right now. Well, with me, just divine, and anyone listening,
Divine Mother.
Breathing into the heart, and then I usually say it inwardly, but I want you to hear what I'm saying inwardly. Divine Mother, come forth. And then take another breath and soften. And if I don't notice anything, I'll say, are you there, Divine Mother?
Divine Mother.
Come forth. And then wait for something to happen. Pause. And be aware that it's going to be an energy. You're looking for an energy. And it's usually very subtle. Come forth, Divine Mother. And then again, soften. And often people will notice are things like expansion, or some people who are visual will see a light or a glow.
Mm-hmm.
Other people will feel a warmth in the heart, or a tingling in the heart or the throat. And normally you wouldn't notice that unless you gave it a chance. You got silent and waited and put your attention expectantly that something is going to show up, though you don't know what. And then whatever you notice. Are you noticing anything, Kathy?
Yeah, I'm noticing light. I'm seeing it through my third eye and feeling it in my heart. And there's a expansion of the heart space with light.
Beautiful. And so what I was noticing was expansion, like I was just kind of felt like I was getting really big in filling the space around me.
Beautiful.
So what you do then is you ask the energy, are you Divine Mother?
Divine Mother.
And then wait again, hesitate again. And notice what the energy does.
Mm-hmm.
A yes energy in vibrational language is expansion, something that, or a deepening. Deepening is a type of expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Or something getting more lively.
Mm-hmm.
A no answer would be contraction. Mm-hmm. Or if nothing happens, I call that a no answer too, because you really want to be certain. So, are you Divine Mother?
Divine
Mother. And notice the energy.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
What are you noticing, Kathy?
It automatically it felt like a hug. So there was a intensification and then a release. So, but there's still a lot of light.
Yeah, right.
A lot of light.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And I was noticing just I'm going to share my experience so people know that everyone usually has a totally unique experience, because the relationship with Divine Mother is very intimate to each person. Mm-hmm. So she'll show up for each of us in a very personal way, even though they're similar. but my expansion may be different than yours, and your
Of
life
course.
is, um, I wasn't experiencing the light, so
Yeah.
that was unique to you.
Yep.
Um, so, okay, so then the third question, I actually have 4 questions that in this process.
Okay.
The third question is, oh, okay, we want to make sure it is Divine Mother.
Right.
It's not our thought, that it isn't some wayward entity or something that wouldn't be full and fully awake. So I say, we ask the energy, do you come in the name of the divine truth?
Do you come in the name of the divine truth?
And then let go, soften again. Allow the energy to do whatever it's going to do. And some people will even hear words. But I want to go below the words, more subtle than words, because the energy doesn't lie.
No, it feels like a real heart opening. That's all I know. It's beautiful.
Yes.
But I'm a little distracted. I want to do this again when I'm not in the
I
dark.
understand.
So I can really, because
Yeah.
I love that you're checking to make sure who you're talking to.
Yeah.
That's really
Oh, that's so important. Because so if you get an expansion, that's a yes, just to finish this up. And then the next question is, what is your message?
So Kelly
We
says,
won't.
love the Divine Mother.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
And Divine Mother's saying, I love you. Sending you bursts of love. So anyway, that's the last question is, what is your message? And that's something that you have to feel into more. And that's one of the things that I teach, but people can bring messages through and learn to. In my course, we practice it, and you'll notice, I just want to notice that you aren't out of your body. In fact, most people are in the body.
Yes.
You're more integrated because the Divine Mother is already present, and all we're doing is we're becoming aware of it, and then we're allowing her to talk to us. And so, Mother, do you have anything you want to say right now? Yes. So I always begin, I am Divine Mother. I come in the name of the infinite truth. I come in the name of love. I love you. And I want you to know that I am here for you. That anything in your life that you need to know, I can tell you. I can guide you through the forest into the light. Mostly, I just want you to know how deeply I love you. And please come to me. Come to me often. I'm making my presence very lively in the world at this time, because the world needs the Divine Mother. The Divine Feminine is waking up everywhere to heal the planet, to activate the love, to free people from the chains of fear and shame and worthiness. Oh, Divine nectar's filling you now. I love you. And I want to show you the depth of love. Trust yourself. I'm here for you. Now, this is Connie. I usually do that with my eyes closed because I'm focusing on the energy within me. I'm putting my attention on the energy within. But it can be there even with eyes open. In fact, she's saying, open your eyes, Connie. I'm here. I love you too.
Oh, that's so fantastic.
Anyway, that's just a little taste.
That was wonderful. I feel great. That's amazing.
Don't you notice you feel great when you call her forth and you're in her presence? There's just a divine energy. You're enlivened.
Well,
You're
what's
blessed.
amazing is that people meditate in the morning and they open up to this spaciousness, but you meditate in the morning and then you work with Divine Mother, right?
Yeah, I usually meditate to get, and I often, if I'm agitated, I'll use these vibrational tools that I've been telling you about because they really help with this divine connection. Because we have so many, we have pain, we have fear, we have shame that can get in the way. We have all kinds of, past life issues that can come up. And so I usually cleanse myself first. And one of the most important things that I do is close my aura. That's one of the tools in the book.
Okay.
By closing the aura, I mean creating your own space.
Right.
Because most of the time people are invaded by a lot of other people's thoughts, and many times those thoughts are negative thoughts or panic thoughts or fear thoughts. You can get them from the news on TV or whatever, radio, however you listen to the news, internet. And they, you start feeling afraid. Right. And then you lose your capacity to respond in a clear, centered way. You lose your capacity to respond from the highest level. When the highest level is, you can do something about it. You don't have to be a victim.
Perfect.
So, and in this book that I have, my purpose.
Show it again, if you would. Show the book again, if you would.
Okay.
I'm putting it in here. Yeah, Divine Mother Healing, Vibrational Healing Tools for your body, mind, and spirit. Perfect. Right. Perfect. And again, for the audience, what I think you'll see is that these tools are can change your state very quickly. And if you're a leader in business and you're working with clients and you're working with your employees and you've got all this stuff going on, you need tools like this to help nurture you and get you so that you can be a loving presence in your experience, right?
Yes. I mean, you can pour divine light into a business meeting without anyone knowing. I have people who do that, business people who do that. They're going to have a meeting, they're going to pour in divine light, or they have a meeting with somebody that could be contentious. And they'll close their aura, first of all, in case there's any negativity being thrown towards them or thought towards them. And then they'll clear the other person by pouring light into the other person. The tools in the book are written in first person, but I encourage people to use them for other people simply by changing the pronouns. Right. Instead of saying divine love is filling me now, more divine love, you say divine love is filling Kathy now.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it. Well, okay.
They're very practical, really. So.
I have a question for you because you mentioned something and it really triggered a thought for me, a question for me. I make healing jewelry and I just had a fair as a hobby. And I had a fair this past weekend and it was really clear that this person that came to my little table, her heart was about to open, but I wished I would have had some of your tools, because she may be worried when because sometimes it hurts when people's
That's right.
heart opens. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes. Well, unfortunately, many people have been wounded in their, especially in the heart. Rejection is a big wound, or any kind of I don't know, name calling. Anyway, the heart has been wounded numerous times in our lives, and often when we are being most vulnerable, somebody throws something in there that just destroys us. So humans are very cautious about allowing the heart to open and because they've been hurt when they've been vulnerable.
Right.
And this is a challenge because it's not healthy to close the heart.
Right.
All kinds of, or shield the heart. All kinds of illnesses can even come from doing that.
Right.
And the other thing is that your knowledge, there's tremendous knowledge in your heart and power that you want to have access to.
Right.
So these tools that I have, they actually clear, like with that, the person who came to your table the other day.
Uh-huh.
I would probably say, if I saw her go into the light, that to clear the fear, go into the light, go into the light, go into the light, and then pour divine love into her. If the heart was extremely tight and closed, I would say break, break, break.
Oh, perfect.
Shatter, break, go, shatter. And then always end with the light or the love, the divine light or the love. But one of the things that I do is divine truth. And divine truth is that we are all one, that we are all unified. The truth is that everything in the creation is one. But most people feel very isolated, separate, and alone. But when you get to the heart, it's more easy to realize that, we are one. I feel connected to you.
Yes.
Basically, it's the connections that can be made with the heart, which is one reason that Divine Mother, and then of course me, emphasize the heart connections. Truly, love is the most powerful energy in the universe.
Yes.
So if you can love through the pain, you are really sending out the most protecting energy that you have, because love, when it's surrounding you, it won't allow the negativity to come in. It'll break it. It'll melt it, really. So it can come in. But people are still learning that, most people.
So that's like trauma release, like people that have any kind of trauma, it might be stuck in their heart, and they could breathe into it and say break.
Yes.
Do they have to refeel it if that's the case, or is it just transmuted?
Both. Sometimes
I don't want to feel it.
Sometimes the reason it's there is because you're feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
So once you're feeling it, you know where to locate it, and you can put your attention on it and say, go into the light, or break, break, break. Perfect. So it's not, you're feeling it anyway because it's there. And it would, unfortunately, most people suppress it in some ways or ignore it and push it away. Well, it doesn't go away. It just gets buried somewhere. And that might be helpful in the short run, that, I'm in the middle of this party and it's not appropriate for me to start to freak out with my trauma. I I better say, but there are appropriate places where it must be healed. It can be healed. And that's when you're by yourself. Just reading the tools in this book will heal it.
Perfect.
Or come to I do private sessions all the time. I have many facilitators that do private sessions. And there are other ways, of course, that I can't to heal trauma as well. But this is a very powerful way, and it's energy healing. So it goes into the energy. It doesn't go into the mental memory of the healing, which is often what the fear is. Like, I'm going to have to relive this, and it was so horrible. So we just work with it on the vibration that's tight, that's tense, that's hurting, and we start saying to the vibration, "Let go, go into the light, break." And it's amazing how it will. Much of the pain is layered. It's so on the surface level, it's one thing, but especially if it's been in there a long time, there are another layer of it, and then we need to clear another layer. So when I say, for example, the go command, I say go into the light, go into the light, and every go, there's a repetition, is clearing at a deeper layer of it. So, and then of course we pour in. Once you clear it, you need to pour in. It leaves a vacuum. So you need to pour in the good stuff, like the more divine love, more divine light filling you, healing you. And it's amazing. It's just amazing how well it works. And once you clear the energy, which is the root cause, it is the root of it, then it's gone. But if there's some little energy, little tightness that's still remaining, that would be something that could be addressed, another day.
That makes sense. A lot of times you can't do it all in one shot. But okay, so I have another question for you, because I think the divine feminine I agree with you, it's the missing link to our evolution. And that I'm so glad to know you, and thank you so much for sharing your gifts. I think this is a big part of our transition to the new age, the Renaissance, whatever you want to call this period we're in. I'm finding in myself, so I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'm finding that because I've owned my own business and I'm out of balance with my divine feminine as much as a man might be, because I had to take on the masculine attributes to own my own business and to succeed in the world. Are you finding with this period that we're in that there's a lot of people like me that are coming to you that are wanting more balance or wanting to clear? Saint Germain calls it obscurations, the shadow frequencies that are in your field.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I guess this is how I'll explain it. Life force is coming through everyone. Right. That's what keeps us alive. But when that life force gets blocked, when it can't flow, that's when problems arise, because we're not fully being our complete self. Right. Somewhere it's blocked, and that block is actually a contraction that's withholding it. And when the life force is withheld, problems arise around in our outer world, like relationships problems or financial problems. Health is a big one that occurs when life force is. But the others are all about the blocking of the life force. And what these energy tools do is they open it up, and they particularly open up the heart, which is the most powerful source of life force. In fact, Divine Mother, she says, "I am the life force." Maybe you've heard of the term Shakti.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's this energy, the energy that enlivens, that activates throughout the whole creation that keeps everything evolving and flowing. So, so what I wanted to say is, by releasing the blocks in the system, then success is more, it flows more easily. And the heart has been really suppressed by men and women. Unfortunately, women have suppressed the heart, put it on the back burner, just in order to compete with the masculine in this world. And we've got to change that, because the power for men and women is in the heart. And women have a particularly easy access to it if they can undo the pain and the suppression of it. So,
well, some of the pain and suppression of it is your training, your programming.
exactly.
And so you get to choose whether you want to keep it going. But I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding about the divine feminine. Historically, we've had divine masculine, divine feminine, divine, this teeter-totter. And right now what we're trying to do is get the balance of the two, right?
Yes, exactly. Because we all have masculine and feminine within. Men have it as well as we do. And it needs to be balanced so that the skills that are associated with the masculine can come out strong, the organizational power, although those are also the skills that the divine feminine have.
Birthing.
The leadership powers and all of that. Oh, the birthing power, of course, the creativity.
Yep.
I mean, it's just phenomenal what the divine feminine is capable of doing when it's allowed and when it's empowered.
I love this, because this isn't being a activist. This isn't fighting for anything. This is loving it into existence. And that's back to our original nature. That's what I believe what was intended. And so what you're doing and offering these tools are so vitally accessible. Thank you for making them so accessible. Someone could go, hey, get your book, go to the bathroom and get out of a situation, go to the bathroom and do a process, and then come back and be totally clear, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have people, this is one particular person I'm thinking of who works in a hospital, and you know how intense it's been to work in a hospital these last couple of years. And she has her book. She says, when I'm having my coffee, my morning coffee, I have it at the breakfast table, I close my aura, because there's lots of agitated energy in the hospitals.
Of course.
And fear and all kinds of things going on. And so the closing of the aura, I do really emphasize a lot, because it protects you from being pulled this way or that way by other people's beliefs and thoughts. Even the thoughts can pull you. So closing the aura, she closes her aura, and then she fills herself with light so that she can be, as clear as possible. And she does a whole series of things. And she says, I go there, and then when I'm at the hospital, I continue to pour light into people. And these people are sick, so they need the light. And she said, I feel I just go, more light and more light. And and she's still doing her job.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. So they're very portable. She does sit at her desk in the morning or kitchen table and read them. But then when she's at the hospital, she does it from memory. She paraphrases what she read. And I call that healing on the run. There's even a section of that in the back of the book, how you just have them at your fingertips, and you can, throw light at everyone or pour light into somebody who's disrupted and distressed.
Well, Well, the thing is I think your voice carries so much of the frequency. I listen to, you have an incredible collection of things and offerings on your website, and I
Mhm.
want to make sure I am putting the banner through, and I will make sure your website's everywhere. I want people to know what a resource you are, because these frequencies, you can tap into them just by listening to Connie's voice. It's very accessible.
Yeah. I mean, oh, let me just tell you, I do a group healing every Saturday morning
Uh-huh.
at 10 o'clock Central. Um, every other week it's free, so we don't want anyone to be left out. And so and there's and you get a very deep energy healing. I mean, you get brought right into the source of yourself, and then and cleansing and clearing. You'll hear me use all the tools, and you'll be completely refreshed afterwards. And I encourage people. Divine, actually, Divine Mother leads it. I don't.
Right, I
You
understand.
know that it's always Divine Mother using the tools. Divine Mother giving you knowledge and wisdom. So and yeah, go to the website. You can download some of them. I have many free things on the website. Even some of these tools are for free on the website.
Right.
Um, and I'm inviting you to the Saturdays because they're really very, very effective and powerful. And
That's fantastic. So Connie, what are you seeing with all these changes? I mean, you've been doing this for 20 years, so you were part of the early, the I forget what Dolores Cannon called it, first wave, I guess. 20 years of this.
well, and 20 years before that, I was teaching meditation.
Okay, so you're a futurist. You're on the cutting edge of creation. So
Right.
what are you seeing now, though? Because when COVID started, when we had to lock down, it was, to me, I remember saying to myself, "Okay, game on. This is why we came."
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you feel that way too?
Um, for specifically for COVID, um, I'm trying to remember. I realized that COVID was a time when people were going to be brought inward into themselves. And that is so necessary because all the treasures are within us.
Right.
And and that's really what happened. We were, we were isolated, and now people are dealing with that isolation, but we were being asked to go inside and find out what's inside. I felt like that aspect of it was empowering to many people who knew how to go inside.
Mm,
And it was frustrating to those who didn't know. And actually, a lot of people during COVID contacted me to say,
beautiful.
what do I do? And I'm guessing they contacted other people who knew how to take them within to find the answers within themselves.
Perfect.
There's another aspect of this and that is that we each have a divine purpose. We're born here for a reason. It's not just random.
Right.
And I've by working with Divine Mother, and the purpose is in your heart. So
Right.
by unfolding and opening up the heart, you are guided into the work that is going to support you and support the planet the most.
Right.
And the planet obviously needs tremendous support. And also, it's been prophesized and from many traditions that there is a new age coming to the planet.
Right. Yep.
There's a new time, and I do believe that's true.
I do
And
too.
that we have to lift our what's called consciousness. We have to lift our awareness of who we are.
Mhm.
We don't realize that we're divine beings in physical form,
Right.
and that this divinity within us wants to be activated and
Right.
actualized. And that's another part of the Divine Mother work that I do. She's constantly reminding people, You are a divine being in a physical form, and I want to teach you how to be that, how to use the skills that you know inside but haven't connected to.
Perfect.
And um, so I mean, I feel there's a bright future.
Me too.
And that we just, those of us who can see this bright future and feel it, need to keep reaching for it. We need to keep walking into it and reminding others that things don't have to be the way they are right now.
Right.
We're going to change it. These tools are just my small offering, because they can really break through the darkness.
Right. Right.
They can clear things, and so many things. I'd love you to take a look, everyone listening, to take a look at the book. There are things like releasing old agreements that don't serve us anymore, but they keep dragging us back into something that is old and unnecessary. There's another one called calling yourself back. We've given up pieces of ourselves throughout our lives to abusers or to authority figures, to groups that we've joined. We've given up who we are in favor of these other people or groups, and we need to reclaim who we are, because each of you is so precious and powerful. You don't realize how powerful you are. You're amazing.
That you stealing my line. I usually end my show with, you have no idea how powerful you are.
Good. I want you to end it that way.
That's funny. Well, I want you to know that Omar, who is in Canada, he'd love to join on your Saturday and check it out. And he has a show too. Yeah, he's a wonderful guy.
Go to the website. Just go to the website, divinemotheronline.net, and right on the home page, there's a way to sign up. You click yes or something, a button, and you'll be taken to the place.
Well, what I just want to show gratitude for everything you do and how generous you've been, because again, you are not, your method of working is not the old model, the old guru model, come and I'll fix you, or my frequency will shift you. Your model is empowerment.
Yeah.
And that's really where we are right now. We need all of us to wake up to our mystical selves, and then help the earth, because that's our mother. I mean, that's really important right now. Plus, that's the joy of it. The co-creation with the energies it's only possible with an open heart. And your heart still, it's a journey. It's not like you open it once and it's open forever. Don't you find that? Don't you?
Oh, definitely. Oh my God, definitely is just, oh my God. It's just endless. It's endless. And it gets deeper and fuller and richer. And more delicious the more you explore your heart. And then the heart and the mind, I'm not going to leave out the mind. They need to integrate. The mind is very useful, but it cannot be dominant. In fact, it needs to be a servant to the heart, because the divine truth is all there in the heart.
That's right.
And the heart respects the mind, but the mind often doesn't respect the heart, unfortunately. It's been suppressed. So we're changing that.
It's also a different pace of being, because we're going from doing to being. And that whole opportunity to experience the divine is in the being, which is part of this opportunity to slow down, review your life, and make some change. Be empowered to pick the tools, to pick the teachers, to find the path to bringing more of your soul essence into this vessel, because we're ascending, but we're ascending embodied.
Yeah.
This time.
Yeah. In fact, you mentioned that I have one of my programs is called the Ascension Program. If you go to the website, you'll see it, but it's about enlivening the body. And we talk about the ascension and actually enlivening the cells of the body.
Perfect.
Filling them with light every day.
And love.
So there's so much.
Perfect. I love what you do. I love it. I hope everyone will get a chance to go to your site and connect with you and check out your book. Do you want to show it one more time, Connie, please? Okay. Divine Mother Healing, Vibrational Healing Tools for your body, mind, and spirit. And this is a love offering from Connie, who has done this work for 20 years and then packaged it for us in a usable form. Thank you so much.
And I just should probably mention, you can get the book on Amazon, and also my website, there's a click. So divinemotheronline.net.
Right.
And yeah, I'd love to share it with you.
Right. Well, it's a beginning of a journey that will never end, and is the possibility for you to be all that you can be. So thank you so much, Connie. This is such a gift to humanity. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you.